What's up guys, it's Slush and today we're going to be talking about which rope is the right rope for you. And so if you just started out or you're kind of interested in learning how to slush or learning how to do rope flow, this video is going to be for you. So make sure you watch this video all the way through. Let's get to it. Alright, so welcome back. This question is a question that I get every single day on email, like Instagram, TikTok, all of that stuff. And, I figured why not just do a video so that, like if there's anyone out there, it might be like 3 a.m. and you're like in the deep dark web of YouTube and you're just like, you just saw like this whole like rope flow thing and you're like, what is this about? Hopefully you find me here and you could get like some extra resources. But the first thing that I wanted to say is whatever rope you start out with, there's not really a right or wrong rope. There is only a rope that I wouldn't recommend. And, this is something that we're going to talk about a little bit more in this video. But I did just want to say that any rope you pick is a lot like picking your own outfit. And so one great example of that is recently this year, I started wearing a lot of large shirts. So large or even extra large, just because I was like, hey, I kind of really like the baggy look right now, and that's what's kind of in. And I was like, yeah, like that seems cool. And so this year, whenever I would get like a new shirt or something, I would always try to get a large or an extra large. But typically, in the last 3-4 years, I would always wear a medium. A medium shirt always fit me just perfectly. It's not too tight, but it's also not too loose. And the point I'm trying to make here is that it's really all just preference. And I want you guys to remember that despite of you might have other like friends, like rope flow friends and things like that, other flow-me's that they might say like, oh, this is like the best beginner rope, or like this is the best pro rope. What I can tell you is like really it comes down to the label that we put on things. And like you just have to remember at the end of the day, like it's really what you do with it. And so if you're kind of like experiencing choice paralysis, if you're like online right now, you're like, oh my God, I don't know which rope to get, whatever company it might be, if you're comparing like slush ropes with other like rope companies, or you might just be on my website and you're like, which rope do I pick? What I can tell you for a fact is like, you can't really go wrong with, any rope that's out there, just because the point of the rope is to get you flowing, to get you moving. And if you are doing exactly that, then you're doing the damn thing. So that's really one of my major points in terms of like which rope is the right rope for you. And then the second thing, just kind of like going back into what I mentioned a while ago, that though there is no wrong or right rope, there is a type of rope that I wouldn't recommend. And that rope is, that kind of rope is like a heavy rope. So a heavy rope like this is a rope that I'm working on. It's just like, something that I use for fun. But this rope right here compared to like, this rope, you guys could kind of see the difference right now, right? It's like a lot thicker, a lot heavier. And, this is what we call in the rope flow world, a heavy rope. Obviously because it's thicker and all of that stuff. And so the reason why I wouldn't recommend it, not that it's wrong, but the reason why I wouldn't recommend it is because, when you're learning something, whatever it may be, it really comes down to the quality of reps that you're able to put in. And so like, imagine learning how to, like deadlift for the first time, right? You're not loading like 300 pounds right away. If anything, if you're starting out with a coach or like a friend that's showing you, well, hopefully they're showing you how to do it correctly. They're going to start you out with maybe 10 pounds or maybe no weights at all, maybe just the bar itself. And the reason for that is because we want to develop muscle memory. We want to develop like that mind to muscle connection and all of that good stuff. And, despite of how athletic you are, this recommendation of like don't start with a heavy rope doesn't come from your inability to use the heavy rope. So it has nothing to do with that. Even if you're like, you know, super athletic and like this is all you do all day and you want to get into rope flow, I still wouldn't recommend starting out with a heavy rope. And, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, it is so much harder to unlearn than to learn. And that's one thing I remember for sure, is like, I'd rather learn things the right way, even if I have to do it slow. Just because, you know, me in the past trying to learn all these new things, and I wanted to do it like, you know, I just wanted to go to the moon right away. It led me to a lot of injuries, and I really learned my lesson. But the greatest lesson of that is that's exactly how I ended up, you know, doing rope flow, is because I injured myself and I just couldn't jump. But that's for another story. So going back to the question, yes, number one, any rope you pick is going to be a great rope. It's really just what you do with it. Number two, there is no wrong or right rope, but there is a rope that I wouldn't recommend, and that is a heavy rope. And the third thing is, don't overthink it. I can't tell you how many times overthinking just kills everything. You know, like the flow life is all about having fun and literally just flowing, going with the flow. You know, if you're feeling this brand, if you're feeling my brand, whatever it is, just go for it, you know? Because a lot of the times when we overthink things, and this is just in life in general, when we overthink things, the end result is usually we don't even start at all. And that, to me, that is insane. So again, if you guys are looking for a beginner rope or you know, a good rope to start out with, just pick any. And this is just my unbiased opinion as you know, as a flow artist. I'm not speaking to you guys as like a business. That even though I do sell my own ropes, you know, it's so important that, you know, like I show you guys who I am as a person and not just trying to sell you stuff. And so yeah, hopefully this video helped you guys a lot. Just remember, it's all preference. There's no right or wrong. I wouldn't recommend a heavy rope, and don't overthink it.